Pokemon Pocket just dropped a new trailer for the next pack that is coming into Pokemon Pocket. It's releasing on March 27th, and it's going to feature a new rarity of cards, and those are going to be shiny cards, which is something that's super insane. I've been thinking for a while they were going to add this, and I'm glad it's finally coming to the game. If y'all are new here, make sure y'all are subscribed if you want to see more Pokemon Pocket content, because I can tell you right now, as soon as these decks come out, we are going to be making a bunch of new decks and trying out battles with them. So make sure y'all are subbed if you want to see that content. With that out of the way, let's hop right into the showcase of these new cards. So first off, just to clarify with these cards, they are going to have normal versions, and then the shiny versions are also going to be a higher rarity, kind of like the full arts. So I don't know if it's still going to be the same odds to get a shiny as it is going to be to get a full art in the current packs. We'll have to find out when they drop, but either way, for all of these cards, there is a normal version and a shiny version. The first card that they showed was Charizard EX. It looks like we're getting a new variation of this, and I'm not gonna lie, this card is a little crazy because it has two different attacks. For 1 energy, it can take 3 fire energy and attach it to itself. So basically, if you lead with a Charmander, you could basically go in and instantly get enough energy after 1 turn with your Charizard EX being up, and it's still going to be a beefy 180 HP Pokemon. And so basically that Steam Artillery attack, even though it's 5 energy for 150 damage, realistically you only really need to do the first 2 energy, and at that point you'll be able to just attach the rest to yourself. The next card we have is Lucario EX. I'm so glad that we got a Lucario EX card. It's going to have 150 HP, and it's going to be 3 energy, and the attack is Aura Sphere, which does 100 damage, and it also does 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So honestly, I have no idea if this is going to be good or bad, but one of the first decks I'm going to try making is a double Lucario deck, so I'm going to be using both Lucario EX and the regular Lucario, and see if maybe they can pair well together. That's something that I kind of want to try out. And then we also have a couple other cards. We have Wiglett, which is going to be a basic Pokemon that evolves into Wugtrio, and its attack is Spring Out. One of your opponent's Pokemon is chosen at random, and you do 30 damage to it, which honestly, for 1 energy, that's kind of nice, you know, because again, it might not guarantee damage on the active Pokemon, but it could really help with a Cyrus deck. And then we also have this basic Pachirisu, which is 70 HP, and it has 1 energy for 10 damage plasma, but you also take a lightning energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your benched Pokemon. So honestly, that is pretty sick, and I think Pachirisu is going to be a really good card for electric decks. Like, that's actually a super broken ability. And then it also looks like we're getting Varoom, which is another new Gen 9 Pokemon. It's going to be a steel type, and its basic attack is 1 energy, 10 damage with Headbutt, so kind of bad, but I'm assuming that Revaroom is going to be a lot better. And then we also have a Tatsugiri, which is going to be 70 HP, and its ability is Retreat Directive, which means your active Dondozo has no retreat cost. So it's kind of nice that it's still pairing it together just like in the mainline games. And then it also has an attack for 1 energy, 20 damage. It's just going to be a basic rain splash attack. We also have a look at Sprigatito here, which is going to be 60 HP, and it's going to be a 1 energy attack called Cry for Help, which puts 1 random grass type energy Pokemon from your deck into your hand. This is kind of like the Caterpie card where you can find a friend and just pull a grass type card from there as well. So kind of interesting that that's going to be the attack for Sprigatito. And then we also have a new Pinsir card, which for 90 damage and 3 energy, it's going to have an attack called Guillotine Rush. It's going to start at 50 damage, but you flip a coin until you get tails, and it does 40 more damage for each heads. We also have 2 new trainer cards that got released in this trailer. So first we have Red, which is going to let you do plus 20 damage to your opponent's active EX Pokemon. So basically Giovanni, but slightly better if they are running an EX deck. And then we also have Iono, which is going to make both you and your opponent shuffle the cards into your deck and then draw that many cards. Now, I'm not going to lie, I think Iono is actually going to be an elite tier card. This is probably going to be a necessity for a lot of decks because this is literally a red card and a reshuffle on your own. Because I won't lie, I used to be a huge fan of running Chatot in decks that required a lot of 3-stage evolutions because it could be really hard to pull all of them. And so being able to just reshuffle your deck instantly and also at the same time make your opponents shuffle as well is kind of toxic. Now, that's all of the cards that got released, but they also revealed at the end of this trailer that we're going to be getting these starter deck missions. And so they show a lot of EX cards on here that were not shown in the trailer. So we're going to quickly go through all of them. You can see we have Tinkaton EX, which is 170 HP, and it's 3 energy, and it's going to start at 80 damage, but you're going to flip a coin, and if heads, you're going to do 80 more damage. So basically 80 or 160 damage on the Tinkaton is kind of broken. We're also getting a Giratina EX, which it has an ability that says once during your turn you can take a psychic energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon. The only caveat is if you do use the ability, then your turn ends. So basically it's kind of like you can charge an energy onto the Giratina, but you can't use it to attack. So it's kind of one of those cases where if you have 1 energy on it, you can do that, but then once you get the second energy, you'll probably want to stop after that. And then its attack is going to be 4 energy and 130 damage, but the Pokemon also does 20 damage to itself. And then we have a new Pikachu EX card, which is 120 HP still, but it does have a 150 damage attack Thunderbolt, and you're going to discard all energy from the Pokemon. So I don't know how I feel about this, because at least with Raichu, you had a way of sustaining energy onto yourself if you could use Lieutenant Surge or something. I don't know that Pikachu EX is actually going to be that good. We'll have to see if maybe there's some new supporter cards that help it out or something, but right now, I'm not really a huge fan of that. And then Wugtrio EX is going to be 140 HP, and it's going to have a 3 energy water type attack called Pop Out Throughout, and it's basically going to be like a mini Dragonite attack. So it's going to take one of your opponent's Pokemon chosen at random 3 times, and each time they're chosen, it's going to do 50 damage to it. So this is kind of like the Dragonite attack, but it's going to have 3 attacks instead of 4. And then we can also see Paldean Clodsire EX. It's going to have an attack Venoshock, which is going to be 2 dark type energy, and for 60 damage, if they're poisoned, it's going to do 60 more damage. I'm assuming that Paldean Wooper is going to have a toxic or something like that for its attack, because otherwise I don't really think that Clodsire EX will be that good. We're also getting a Beedrill EX, which is interesting because I won't lie, I was a fan of the old Beedrill card. It was a very nice card, and getting an EX card is going to be cool also. It's going to be 170 HP, and for 80 damage, 2 energy, you're going to discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So honestly, I think Beedrill is going to be another potential MVP type card. I really want to use it, I'm not going to lie. And then the final new EX card we have is Bibarel EX, which is 160 HP. And it's going to have a 4 energy, 100 damage attack, but it's also going to heal 30 damage to itself every time you attack. Overall, there's a lot of exciting cards in this pack. Personally, I really hope that I can get lucky with some of the shiny cards. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm literally going to open 100 packs of this booster pack whenever it drops, because it is revealed that we're getting like 75 cards or something in this deck, and that's not counting the new variations and shinies and stuff. So this is basically going to be like another little small booster pack, kind of like the Arceus one that just dropped. So I will be opening a bunch of packs of those. Make sure y'all are subscribed if you want to see that pack opening. If y'all made it this far, then thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.